As we all know now, Duchess Catherine gave birth to a baby boy yesterday, and all eyes are focused on the Lindo Wing entrance of the hospital, where the family will debut their newest member, third in line to the throne. The word is that they'll head to Buckingham Palace before they leave for Kate's parents' home, where she will settle in away from the media. Just hours ago, the gun salute took place, and yesterday, iconic images came to the world from London. The announcement placed on the same easel that announced the births of Princes William and Harry, the town crier announcing the royal baby, and the celebrations none more spectacular than the one in front of Buckingham Palace. And of course, there's a lighter side. It seems half of the world is mesmerized by all things baby, while the other half is puzzled by the media blitz. HuffPost UK's post, breaking news, woman gives birth to baby. It's been trending for the last 24 hours, and I think captures the spirit of the befuddled.
It's been a real circus here from the kind of media spectacle. I mean, I read a statistic that said when you were hanging outside Buckingham Palace and outside of the hospital on the run-up to Kate's birth, it was 8-to-1 media to public. So even though, of course, there's public concern, the main thing that's been happening, and the first time we've really seen it, is that the media have been driving a huge amount of the interest. That's not to say it's not a national interest story, but it's become this almost like hyper-real sensation.
And the media is still just waiting outside the hospital doors. What can we expect today? Do we expect the family to emerge?
Well, I mean, she's been in labour for 11 hours. She is still a woman, as the HuffPost have rightly reported. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're not seeing her anytime soon. The things that people are waiting on the most is the name, just to check that everything's okay, happy and healthy, and to, again, see that photo of them on the doorstep.
Well, and I know there have been celebrations, I mean, probably all over the world, but let's take a look at some of the celebrations going on in London. Have you been able to participate in any of these?
I haven't, no, but I've certainly seen it around. People are very interested in it, and even just in terms of the naming situation, a lot of people have been holding off naming their child, waiting to see what happens with Kate and Will's. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be something that's going to last a very long time.
So maybe we can have more celebrations once we know what the name is. But is it true that we waited 7 days before we found out that Diana named her son William?
Yeah, we did wait a long time. I wouldn't be, holding my breath anytime soon. Kate and Will have been very, almost quite reserved about everything, particularly because they're such a couple in the media eyes. So they're going to be very poised to let information leak until the time is right.
Any expectations? I mean, what are people thinking the name could potentially be? I think it could be Edward.
Right. I mean, we've seen just loads and loads of speculations. I mean, there's people have been running bets. If you go onto most of the major UK sites, you'll find bets. Everything ranging from Edward to Diana to even Voldemort for the sort of funnier end of it. I mean, yeah. So I heard a little birdie say that it was going to be something like Alexandra. Now, I've got no idea where that's come from. But it would be an interesting departure, and yeah, even in terms of it being a slightly non-Christian name, could sort of herald a new monarchy and how we see things.
Well, and as you said, there are a number of moms just waiting for the name to be released so they can name their own baby. But word has it that the Middletons are just walking into the hospital now.
Yeah, no, I mean, as I say, every move is going to be very well signposted. I'm sure they've got a lot to be, happy about. I'm really wondering, are we going to get a holiday now? We've had one for the Queen's Jubilee. We had one for their wedding. Fingers crossed that we get a holiday out of it.
Do we know if Prince Charles or the Queen have met the baby yet?
Not yet. No, they haven't. They will, though. As far as I'm aware, they are somewhere in the north of England, still carrying out their regular royal duties. Again, it's been such a media circus that I think they're correct in trying to keep the hype at a lower level, and they themselves haven't been flying around, rushing anywhere. They've been keeping it themselves very composed.
Well, and Coco, we all know that the UK is notorious for their tabloids. How have they been responding?
They've been very good, I think. It's generally the mainstream newspapers have been incredibly supportive. A lot of people have been criticising how much support that they've been giving to the subject. They're the front cover of every single page. We had very, very controversial policies passed yesterday by David Cameron, and a lot of people have been talking about what is news, what isn't news. The media here seem to be following it very intently. The internet, different story.
Well, and first and foremost, how is Kate doing?
As far as we can see, and I'm sure we'd be the first to hear about it if there was even a slight glitch, she seems to be happy, healthy, so is the child. So really, she's just resting up, and I'm sure she has the best care being given to her.